Hello, all of you hardworking, amazing boss babes out there. I know that you're out there because I see you, I feel you, and I was you once. So I just want to make a shout out to all of those amazing mamas and single ladies and all the people, all the ladies out there that are just kicking some butt and doing amazing things because I know you. I've been you. So I want to talk about something that's really been on my heart lately, which is, I used to work in senior care. I don't know if any of you guys know that, but I was a salesperson for senior living, which means that I was, really interacting with a lot of people who were making a huge decision in their life. They were making the last decision that they would. Hi, Drea, how are you? So they were making these huge decisions in their lives. And a lot of times when I would sit down with them, if I was sitting down with their families and their kids and everybody, there was objections and there was a lot of questions that they had. But when I really got to sit down and get to know the seniors themselves, there was a lot of just regret, a lot of, I guess, resistance toward it because they weren't ready to make that leap yet. They weren't ready to concede to them. They were, sorry guys, I don't know what just happened, where they were at that place where they needed to take that leap into the next level. And what ended up, hello, Facebook Live, Val Nichols coming here from beautiful and hot sunny Central Oregon. If you jump on, say hello so I know that you're here. If you are watching on replay, you can put hashtag replay and follow along as if you are watching live. And I want to know all of the things, you guys. I want to know, is it hot where you're at? What's the weather like? What's going on? Because it is 90 here, I believe. It is freaking hot. I was laying out by the pool earlier and it was getting to be a scorcher. So I had to jump in here into my office. But I want to jump on and talk to you guys about something that is like the most common thing that I see in my community, in my tribe, in women I work with. It's how do we get consistent clients, right? If you're struggling with this, let me know so I know that you're not, so that I know that you're in on this and you're feeling it, because getting consistent clients can be such a detrimental thing if you're here on the online space. I know for me, when I first started out in my full-time in my business about a year ago, I was like, okay, great. So I'm doing amazing this month, but I was so afraid that it would just like go away or that the success wouldn't stay around. And I really did not believe that I was going to have a consistent flow of clients. But what I did is I just used the system that I had created when I was in the corporate world. And it was just kind of like lather, rinse, repeat, lather, rinse, repeat. And when you show up with a heart of service, when you lead with generosity and you really just, manage your mind around those days when things get bad, because honestly, you guys, there are days when I'm like, ooh, I'm on top of the world, do. And then I'm like, oh no, what's going to happen? But these things, it fluctuates. And the difference between those who are successful and those who give up before the miracle happens is this, you guys. It is that you can manage your mind. And even on those days when you don't see the sales coming in, even on those days when you're not really sure when your client is where the next client's going to come from, is you stick with it. You stay consistent, you manage your mind, and you don't give up. This could be, I know I owe a lot to good mentorship, to coaching, to getting trainings that I've invested in, but whatever it is that you need to do to stick in that space, the better. Because you guys, there are way too many people out there. Did you know, I'll give you guys a nerdy little fact here. Did you know that only 1 in 10 entrepreneurs, so you guys, that's 10%, 1 in 10. I'm not so great at math. Sorry, I had to think about that for a second. husband's the math major, not me. I'm the businesswoman. So did you know that 1 in 10 entrepreneurs make it to 6 figures? 1 in 10. Do you want to be that 1 out of 10? Do you want to be the one who is, as cliche as this sounds, but making money while you sleep, setting up those systems and that strategy where you can just be getting those consistent clients, and not to mention, the whole fact of getting quality clients, right? I mean, how many calls are you getting on? If anyone here is like a coach or a consultant, or maybe you're like a health coach, and how many calls do you get on currently where it ends up just kind of being a waste of your time? Like that person can't afford you and they knew that before they got on the call with you, or they're not really serious, or maybe they're messaging you back and forth on Facebook and they're just kind of asking a lot of questions and you're wondering like, okay, is this going to go anywhere? Because your urgency has become my emergency, and you're just, constantly caught up in that overwhelming feeling of feeling like you have to get back to messages. You have to, respond so quickly because they're coming in. But, a lot of them can really just, honestly, like they're not going to be the type of people that are going to buy from you, right? So who here, let me know, either give me a thumbs up, give me a high fives, or say me, who here, either on live or replay, who here would love to have a consistent stream of clients where you show up and just by being you, just by being the amazing personality that you are, and just by doing exactly what you love, getting a steady, reliable stream of quality clients? Anyone? Anybody here? I know there's got to be some sisters out here that want that, because that is your bread and butter. That is exactly what is going to keep your business going. That is exactly what's going to keep you in the flow. Because when you're not experiencing that, when you're experiencing that whole thing where you're just working and hustling and doing all these things and working 60 hours a week, you guys, I do not work anywhere near that at all. I do not. I will tell you that. A lot of people have this misconception that as an entrepreneur, you must wake up at 5 in the morning and you must like do all these things. You guys, I did wake up at 5:30 this morning, but that's just because, I'll be honest with you guys, I am so excited. I love my lifestyle so much that I wake up in the morning excited. I cannot wait to wake up and get my day started, as cheesy as that sounds. But my wish is that everyone watching this live could get to that place. So yeah, some days I do wake up early. Other days, I sleep until 8 or 9. I mean, it really just depends. We don't have to be in this whole hustle mentality that's out there. There's this hustle mentality where we are looking at people as numbers, and we're looking at people as sales, when that's not how we're supposed to be. When we are authentic and we show up genuine who we are, you're going to attract those high quality clients. You're going to attract those people that are going to be so insanely in love with you and your products that they're going to turn into sales. You don't have to worry about being salesy. As a matter of fact, sales is not a bad word, you guys. It is a 4-letter word, right? It's 4 letters, SALES. However, it is not a 4-letter word. Sales is not a bad thing when you do it the right way. When you are able to have a conversation and walk this person on a journey and get to the place where you both really enjoy the sales conversation and you realize mutually that this is what you want to do, and you're both so excited to move forward that they can't help but say yes, and you can't help but say yes, right? Every single one of my clients that I work with one-on-one, right? Like now in my business, I'm insanely in love with. Like I wanted to say yes to them as much as they wanted to say yes to me. You know what I mean? Like it's amazing what happens when you can get in that place where you have that constant flow of genuine, real, quality clients. And you don't have to worry about the sales, right? But again, sales is not a dirty word. The reason why we have a misconception about sales is because if you look back You have a preconceived notion because of a bad experience that you had in the past with a salesman that is doing it the wrong way. You have felt highly pressured. You have felt like someone was looking at you and only wanted money from you. You felt like, this person is not trying to sell me this stereo because I want this stereo. They're selling me the stereo because they want the sale. They want the commission. They want this. They want that. I had that experience at a car dealership once where I pretty much went up and, I'm a particular person. Like I make decisions. I know what I want, so I went up very particularly the car I wanted, this and this and this. And, instead of them being able to order this car, you guys, I was much younger back then. So I was like 21, 22. And instead of the guy taking the time to go find out how he could order that particular vehicle for me and make the sale a couple weeks down the road, he instead tried to sell me on something that was on the lot, that was nothing that I wanted. It had like cloth interior, no sunroof. And, I'm not saying any of those are bad, but I knew exactly what I wanted. I was fixed on that prize, right? I was fixed on it. And instead, the guy was showing me all these like girly features in the vehicle that I didn't want. I had no interest in it. But instead of him like listening to what I wanted, which I told him very specifically, he tried to sell me on something totally different. So this is why, as women in business, we get this preconceived notion about sales. Like, you wouldn't go on a ferry ride, right? Like, let's say you went on a ferry ride and for some reason, the engineer who's driving the ferry was like, crashing into the waves and it was really turbulent and you just had this miserable time because the ferry driver just didn't really seem to have a direction of where he's going, and he was going too slow and you ended up arriving at your destination a half an hour late because all you were doing was going across the Puget Sound, but you had a bad conductor who was not driving the way he should be and he was going slow and all these things. Would you then say that I am never going on a ferry again? I never want to talk about ferries. Ferries are horrible. No. You would realize that one isolated experience was because of this one driver. So how different is it in sales? If you do not show up being that, you guys, I hate to use this cliche, but, used car salesman mentality like we hear about, if you show up with a different space, and you show up with a different motive, like for me, I serve with generosity. I serve, I don't sell. I serve people and the sales happen organically, right? If you don't know how to do that, then let me know. Jump in my High Vibe Tribe. I talk about that in there. I will be sharing more posts about that in my High Vibe Tribe. But yeah, learn how to have that organic conversation, how to bring people from a cold market, which is what Facebook is, into your warm market, into your hot market, where they're wildly in love with your products, with you, with your ethics. They trust you. They trust that you will serve them, and they trust that you are there to help them through whatever it is they're struggling through, and they know that you are the one that is going to help them, right? That is how you get that consistent flow of clients, who are in your warm market, flowing into your hot market, who are, they already know you. They know exactly what you do. They know exactly how you're going to serve them. And they know that the problem that they have, you are going to solve, or you're going to create, you have a product that is going to help them. So guys, I would encourage you, if you're at that place in your business, maybe you're new and you're like, okay, so now I have an online business. I have my, my business page. I have maybe a website, a domain, but how do I get clients here? I'm here, but nobody hears me. Nobody knows I'm alive. Nobody, not that they don't know you're alive, because you're very valuable and beautiful, but nobody knows what I'm about. Nobody knows my services. All I hear is crickets. I'm on a Facebook Live and I get no interaction. I see no one. Like I put out this amazing content. I do all the creative things. I do everything that the marketing gurus are saying, everything that I Googled. I've watched some YouTube videos. But how do I get these clients? If you're at that place, or maybe you're an online business owner, you're a coach, you're a consultant, maybe you're in multi-level marketing, maybe you have a real business. I've worked with real estate agents, I've worked with coaches, I've worked with consultants, I've worked with women who are medics in the medic field, like I've worked with all kinds of women who are in business of some type. And maybe you're one of those women, you've been in business for a while, and maybe you're, the typical online business person who makes less than $2,000 a month, and you're looking either to walk away from your corporate job like I did a year ago, or you're looking to really just, make good money off of your business, and you don't want to hustle. You don't want to spend 60 hours on Facebook. You don't want to spend all the time doing all the things. You just want a simple strategy where you focus on a certain few things that are going to create the most impact, that are going to get you the biggest results in your business. If that's you, I would love to talk with you. I posted a link in this live where we can connect. There's a couple of questions that are kind of like, pre-filtering, like you'll apply to get on a call with me. So I ask a couple of questions, and if we're a good fit, great. We'll go ahead and move forward. If we're not, then I may invite you to take care or get involved in some other resources that I have, whether that's an online program, whether that is some free content that I have, if you want to come into my high vibe tribe, whatever it is. But I would love to talk with you and get to know a little bit more about your business, what your dreams, what your